Dear friend, what if I told you that just one glass of water every morning could help you restore intimacy, rekindle your life energy, and even awaken a part of yourself you thought was lost forever? Not medication, not expensive medical procedures, just what's already sitting in your kitchen, a natural, simple method with such profound effects that it has saved marriages hanging by a thread. Sounds hard to believe, I know. But after over 30 years of walking alongside men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, I've witnessed countless miracles that began with small changes like this. It's not something distant or difficult. It's something you can start tomorrow morning with just one glass of water. So, what's behind this simple drink? Why can it help reignite your drive, improve circulation, and bring back connection in your relationship? I invite you to stay with me until the end of today's video because I'll be sharing 10 natural drinks, each one a pure gift that a man's body over 60 desperately needs. And the last one might just be the simplest, most affordable, yet most powerful drink you've ever heard of. Let's begin. I still remember the image of Uncle Mark, 67 years old, a former firefighter. A strong man, broad shoulders, calloused hands, yet he sat in front of me with a heavy, tired look in his eyes. "I don't feel like a man anymore, doctor," he said. That sentence left me speechless. Not because of physical illness, but because I saw a wound in his self-worth. That deep-rooted sense of masculine pride, forged over a lifetime of courage. After examining him, I discovered that his blood circulation was slowing down. But the beautiful thing was, he didn't need medication or surgery. Instead, I suggested just one glass of celery juice every morning, something I jokingly call the natural tonic of self-respect. Celery contains apigenin, a natural compound that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation throughout the body, including those sensitive areas. Not only does it get the blood flowing to the heart, but also to the places that matter most. But what I love most about celery is its ability to calm the stress hormone cortisol, the silent enemy of a man's libido and emotional balance after 60. Just a few weeks later, Uncle Mark returned with a beaming smile. I wake up feeling lighter, my pulse is steady, and I feel like myself again. One glass of juice, yet it became a miracle for restoring dignity. And if a humble vegetable like celery can make such a difference, then you won't believe what's next. A fruit you probably eat every day. One that silently but powerfully restores your strength and masculine vitality. After I shared the story about celery juice, another gentleman, Leonard, 71 years old, came to see me on his own. He was a retired mail carrier, living a quiet life since his wife passed away. But recently he found new love. In his eyes, I didn't see the excitement of a young man, but rather the silent fear of I'm afraid I'm no longer myself. Afraid I won't be able to be with her as a true partner. I didn't prescribe medication. Instead, I asked him if he'd be willing to do something simple every morning. Blend a banana smoothie. It may sound funny, but bananas are rich in potassium, a wonderful mineral that helps stabilize blood pressure, reduce tension in blood vessel walls, and indirectly improve blood flow to the areas most essential to a man's confidence and emotional connection. What many overlook is that bananas also contain vitamin B6, which supports natural testosterone production. I told him, each morning blend one banana with a bit of almond milk, and, optionally, a spoon of flax seeds if he liked. I called it the smoothie that awakens your manhood. 3 weeks later, Leonard returned. The first thing he said was, "I don't just feel healthier, I feel like I can open up. I can love again." His eyes lit up, not because of some miracle, but because he could feel a quiet life force slowly returning from within. And if a simple banana can help a man open his heart to love again, then you'll surely be surprised by the next root. A familiar orange root, but one with the power to awaken the flexibility in blood vessels you thought had grown old. I remember Harold, 66 years old, a former mechanic, his hands rough and worn from years of hard labor. When he came to see me, he didn't say much about manhood. He just sighed softly and said, "I'm so tired. I feel like there's no energy left in me." Fatigue in old age sometimes doesn't come from illness, but from the feeling that your body no longer responds, from the feeling of being forgotten by your own self. I asked if he'd ever considered carrot juice. He chuckled. "You mean that kid stuff?" But I wasn't joking. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which converts into vitamin A in the body, a nutrient that helps maintain blood vessel health and improve circulation. Carrots are also packed with potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure and ease the load on the heart. But for Harold, the benefit wasn't just better blood flow. Each glass of carrot juice in the morning was a reminder, I'm taking care of myself. After nearly a month, he returned, placed a hand on his chest, and said, "I feel lighter, I breathe deeper, and most importantly, I've started to feel alive again." His wife told me that lately he's been humming old songs and suddenly inviting her out for walks, as if the 50-year-old Harold had returned, but with a warmer, deeper heart. And if carrot juice can help a man reconnect with the rhythm of life, then imagine what can happen when your body is fueled by a warming, fiery little root, one that might just awaken the dormant masculine hormone inside you. You know, there are things so simple we forget their power, like a cup of ginger tea. Small, humble, yet it can awaken something profound in a man. Not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. I remember Uncle Richard, 70 years old, once a jazz musician. When he sat before me, there was sadness in his eyes, but also a flicker of fire. He said, "I still love her like the first day, but my body no longer remembers how to show it." Thought that sentence caught in my throat, because I understood for many older men, the most painful thing isn't becoming weaker, but losing the ability to connect. I advised him to try something simple, ginger tea every evening. Ginger, known as the warm heart of Eastern medicine, contains gingerol and shogal, compounds that help dilate blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and promote circulation. That means improve blood flow to the sensitive areas where men over 60 often lose sensation and responsiveness. But there's something even better. Ginger boosts testosterone, the hormone that makes a man feel like himself again. When testosterone levels stabilize, everything starts to return. Energy, desire, confidence, and yes, tenderness too. After a few weeks of drinking ginger tea, Uncle Richard came back. He didn't say much, just smiled and whispered, "I pick up the guitar again every night, not just to play, but to help my wife fall asleep." That sentence made me believe even more. Sometimes, transformation begins with just a simple cup of tea. A small ritual, yet it can light up the space between two people. And if ginger can rekindle sensation, then the next drink will help you confidently step outside, step inside, and step back into life with a light spirit and a renewed body. If ginger tea is the inner fire, then green tea is the cool, gentle stream flowing into every vessel, cleansing the blockages that build silently with age. I remember Mr. Walter, 69 years old, a retired history teacher. He didn't come to see me because of any specific pain, but simply said, "I don't feel light anymore. Not in my body, not in my soul." Hearing that, I immediately thought of green tea. Green tea is known for its abundance of antioxidants, especially catechins, which help improve vascular function, lower blood pressure, and most importantly, support smooth blood flow. For men over 60, good circulation is not just for heart health. It's the key to strength, emotional vitality, and intimacy. And it doesn't stop there. Green tea helps reduce belly fat, one of the silent saboteurs of testosterone. As belly fat increases, it doesn't just affect appearance. It silently disrupts the endocrine system, gradually weakening both the body and mind. After a month of drinking green tea regularly, 1 cup in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, Mr. Walter returned, his eyes brighter. He said, "I feel like I'm in a second spring, not because I'm younger, but because I feel like I'm truly living." His wife even joked, "He's reciting poetry to me again, like when we first got married." Hearing that, I simply smiled, because I knew sometimes just one gentle habit, like a cup of green tea a day, is enough to awaken the parts of the soul that seemed long asleep. And if green tea helps lighten the body and clear the mind, Then the next drink quietly builds endurance, the kind of endurance that men over 60 need to maintain long-term strength and connection. Let's move on to the next part together. If green tea is a soft melody that helps the body relax, then almond milk is like a gentle hug from within. Subtle, quiet, but deeply nurturing for both heart health and emotional well-being. I remember Mr. Ron, 73 years old, a retired postal worker. After his wife passed away, he lived alone, his days quietly repeating between the garden, church services, and a few old books. "I don't feel tired," he said, "but I don't feel happy either. It's just, I no longer have motivation." I didn't prescribe any medication. I simply suggested he start his day with a glass of almond milk instead of coffee or strong tea. Not because the milk is magical, but because it's rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect blood vessels from inflammation and aging. When your vascular system is healthy, blood flows more easily to the heart, the brain, and yes, even to those areas essential for intimacy. On top of that, almond milk is high in magnesium, a mineral that relaxes blood vessels, gently lowers blood pressure, and helps keep your heartbeat steady. For older adults, small things like this form the foundation for strong health and a clear mind. After about 2 weeks, Mr. Ron came back with a brighter smile. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like I can breathe easier. I feel lighter. And I've started to look forward to something again. Then he shared, he was planning to invite an old friend from church to a concert. I was touched. Not because almond milk is some miracle cure, but because it helped a man who thought the vibrant part of his life was over feel like he was still worth living, loving, and connecting. So if almond milk can gently heal from within, the next drink is the actual fuel for the body. A vegetable often overlooked but packed with surprising power to unlock the flow of life itself. Join me in the next section. Some things we avoided when we were young, but later in life we're grateful they came back at the right time. For many older men I've worked with, spinach, yes, that green leafy vegetable, has become a silent hero. I remember Mr. Eugene, 68 years old, who worked more than 30 years on the railroad. He had rough, labor-worn hands, but his eyes were tired, like he'd gotten lost in his own life. "Doc," he said with a weary voice, "I'm not ready to give up feeling like a man, but my body seems to have already surrendered." I suggested something small. Make a spinach smoothie each morning. Just a handful of greens, a banana, some almond milk, maybe a spoonful of peanut butter if he liked. No major lifestyle overhaul, just one glass a day. Why is spinach so important? Because it's a natural source rich in nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in the body, a gold standard compound for relaxing blood vessels and improving circulation to every organ, including those that tend to go quiet after 60. Not only that, spinach is also packed with magnesium, which helps reduce blood vessel pressure and boost energy. Combined with vitamins A, C, K, and iron, it's truly a food that nourishes a man's body in every way. 2 weeks later, Miss Eugene came back with a beaming smile. "I'm waking up earlier now, and my wife is laughing more." That was his way of telling me he had reclaimed a part of himself, the part he once thought had gone dormant forever. From the hidden strength in those green leaves, we now move on to the next drink, a vibrant red juice containing the secrets of longevity, vitality, and love. A drink proven by science to cleanse blood vessels and reignite the essence of masculinity. Let's explore the next chapter, pomegranate juice, the revival weapon of the heart. There's a deep red fruit as elegant as wine, but it needs no fermentation to ignite the fire within a man. It's the pomegranate, and when pressed into juice, it becomes the silent weapon of aging, protecting the heart while reigniting masculinity. I think of Mr. Frank, 72 years old, a veteran who once stood tall on the front lines between life and death. His posture was still upright, but his steps had slowed and his eyes carried a nameless weariness. "I don't want to give up," he said, "but it feels like my body is knocking on the door, asking permission to withdraw." I understood that feeling. I placed a glass of pomegranate juice in front of him. "No pills, no treatments, just this glass each morning," I said. "Trust me, your heart will understand its language. And his heart truly did, because pomegranates are one of the richest sources of powerful antioxidants, especially punticolagen, which help clean plaque from arteries, lower blood pressure, improve circulation, and enhance endurance. More than that, some studies have shown that pomegranate juice can naturally enhance male function without medication, just by restoring blood flow to the right places, in the right rhythm. 3 weeks later, Mr. Frank returned, holding his own glass of pomegranate juice. "I've started exercising again," he smiled, "and I no longer pull away when she gently touches my hand." What I saw was not a soldier in decline, but a man rising again, to live fully within himself. And if you thought pomegranate juice was the peak of this journey, just wait for what's next. A drink that's both sweet and refreshing, but within it hides a natural amino acid that makes blood flow stronger and steadier, like a river reviving a body after years of stagnation. We're talking about watermelon juice. There are some things that bring back memories of youth with just one sip. Watermelon is one of them. Sweet, juicy, and crystal clear like a summer afternoon. But the surprising truth is, this pink-red drink, seemingly harmless, is now being called something new by scientists. Nature's Viagra. Let me tell you the story of Mr. Dennis. 70 years old, retired after nearly 40 years as an accountant. When he came to see me, his eyes no longer held fear, but a quiet confusion. "I love my wife deeply," he whispered. "But lately, I feel like I'm no longer myself." We talked not just about medical issues, but about the invisible wounds of a man who feels he can no longer respond to the woman he loves the way he once did. I didn't prescribe medication. I simply said, each morning, make a glass of watermelon juice and drink it as though you're caring for your own heart. That's because watermelon contains a compound called citrulline, which once inside the body is converted into arginine and then into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes blood vessels, improves blood flow to every part of the body, especially the center of a man's strength. Just a few weeks later, Mr. Dennis returned with a radiant smile. "I feel lighter, I wake up more refreshed, and the most magical thing is we started holding hands again after dinner, something we hadn't done in over a year. No pills, no interventions, just a glass of watermelon juice each morning, helping blood flow where it needs to go, soothing the soul, and helping the male heart find its real rhythm again." And if watermelon is the soft melody for circulation, then the final part I'm about to share is the drumbeat of true breakthrough. A deep red juice used by athletes to boost endurance, but for older men, it's a key to unlocking vitality from within. Welcome to the final chapter, beetroot juice. If there's ever been a drink called the secret weapon of athletes, it would be beetroot juice. But what many people don't know is you don't need to be an athlete to benefit from it. You just need to be a man over 60 looking to find yourself again. Let me tell you about Mr. Joe, 74 years old, a retired firefighter. He spent most of his life saving others, but one day he told me, "Now I just want to save myself, doctor. I don't want to spend these last years in fatigue and silence." I placed a glass of beetroot juice in front of him, deep red, slightly earthy. He winced. "You expect me to drink this?" I smiled. "It's not easy to drink, but it might just change your life. Because beetroot contains an extremely high level of natural nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in the body. Similar to watermelon and spinach, but in even higher concentrations. This helps blood vessels dilate more effectively, blood to flow more powerfully, and oxygen to be delivered more efficiently, meaning more vitality, more energy, and a stronger, natural physiological response. But there's more. Beetroot juice also lowers blood pressure and reduces vein inflammation, two silent culprits that damage cardiovascular health and erectile function in older men. After 2 weeks of drinking it every morning, Mr. Joe came back and said, "I walk faster, I sleep deeper, and for the first time in years, I woke up feeling alive." He didn't say more, but I knew. He had reclaimed a vital part of his manhood, not through medication, but through beetroot. What moved me most was when he said, "I told my wife, I'm still here and I still love you," with everything I'm rediscovering in myself each morning. You see, sometimes the difference between a man who merely exists and one who truly lives is just a simple glass of juice each morning. We've now gone through 10 natural drinks, each one a companion that supports your body from the inside out. Celery juice relaxes vessels, lowers stress. Banana smoothie stabilizes blood pressure, boosts hormones. Carrot juice restores energy, improves circulation. Ginger tea stimulates testosterone, boosts blood flow. Green tea burns belly fat, cleans arteries. Almond milk nurtures heart health, relaxes vessels. Spinach smoothie boosts nitric oxide, revives the body. Pomegranate juice reduces plaque, enhances male function. Watermelon juice, natural citrulline, activates circulation. Beetroot juice, sustained power, reignites vitality at the core. You don't need to do all of them, just choose one each day, switch it up, feel it, and listen to your body. Because in the end, the most precious gift you can give yourself is not regret for the past, but a new beginning, starting tomorrow morning. If this message touched you, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're still here, still listening, and still ready to live each day with the true strength of a man.